Are you lacking a little bit of energy? Do you need a little bit of a boost? Or maybe you just want a tasty beverage? I got you covered. Introducing G Fuel, a sugar-free formula with loads of different flavors to choose from that'll give you a boost. These are a couple of the flavors out of the many that I really like. Now, G Fuel also has a non-caffeine line called Hydration, and these are absolute bangers containing a lot of electrolytes and vitamins. You can also get a starter kit which contains a shaker with a bunch of sachets of different flavors for you to try it so you can pick your favorites. By using code SALT, you can get 30% off on your purchase right now. Link in the description of the video. If you miss the salt, it's not my fault. What's up with you? For today's video, we've been full Rotom Forms team. 6 years ago, I did a Rotom's Forms team. I thought we actually might get a new Rotom form in BDSP, but that never happened. So I thought, you know what? I was planning to redo this. So let's redo it right now. Today, I've got 3 battles with the Rotom Forms team, and I really hope you enjoy. Our first battle here, this is against Brandon. This was on the Wycom, and we got some pretty interesting battles today with this team. So first Pokemon here is going to be the Metagross. It was in a Heavy Ball. Now, my first Pokemon is going to be Rotom Oven. Now, Rotom Oven is a pretty hot Pokemon, let me tell you that. So I've got a Thunder Charge Beam Dream Eater Overheat set. So obviously this is made to work with Dynamax. I've got the item at Scope Lens, and I've got it max speed and max special attack. So Metagross obviously was going to swap out there. I had a feeling Charizard may come in, so I decided to just go for Overheat anyway. So I thought, well, I might get a critical hit on Thunder, and it'll still do some great damage to take Charizard out. So some quality damage there from Overheat, like when you look at that against a Charizard. So I went for the Thunder. They are going to go for Dynamax Charizard like right away. So like, man, they really pulled out the the Dynamax card early. I didn't expect them to do it. So it's going to be a G-Max Charizard, of course. There, it's actually the rare shiny orange Charizard. You don't actually get to see that very often. So Charizard's going to be their G-Max Pokemon really early, and it's going to be going for a Max Airstream. Now I was thinking to myself, what can Charizard actually do to a Rotom Oven? Like, really, what could it do? It needs some sort of real gimmicky sort of coverage move. Normally it would have like a fire move, like a flying move, and a grass move, something like Solar Beam, Air Slash, Hurricane, and Fire Blast, or Flamethrower, something along those lines. So I got a Thunder Paralyze, which is absolutely wonderful there. I can go for another Thunder on the Charizard because I'll be able to outspeed it, and both of them are going to land, and that is going to be the end of the Charizard. So a solid start to the match here, getting rid of their Charizard, and obviously they can't Dynamax anymore, and getting rid of the good Pokemon too. So the next Pokemon to come in is going to be Metagross. I'm like, okay, they're going to try and do whatever they're going to do this turn. Now, I'm going to actually swap this out and go into another Pokemon, and that is going to be Rotom Fan. Now, I've got this Rotom Fan as a very bulky set. Then the Metagross went for a Cosmic Power. I was like, okay, that's pretty cool. Cosmic Power Metagross. That's going to be really bulky, right? So I've got Pain Spit, Willow Mist, Eerie Impulse, and Air Slash. The only thing I don't like about the Rotoms, I mean, they've got like one type of their moves. So, Rotom Air has got Air Slash as its flying move. It doesn't have any more flying moves than that, like attacking moves, I mean. So all the Rotoms have got their typing and their one type of move. I really wish they had another one, like a move on the physical side. So I sort of felt inclined to use that type of move with their typing in that way. So I'm going to be swapping out Rotom Fan and going back into my Rotom Mower here. Now, I had a little feeling this could work. So we went for the another Cosmic Power on the Metagross. This thing is so bulky. Now, Rotom Mower is going to be a special attacking set. This one is a choice spec set. I've got Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Dank Pulse, and I've also got Trick. So I thought, well, Metagross is probably going to be setting up another Cosmic Power, right? So let's go for a trick here and see if we can lock that Metagross into using Cosmic Power. It didn't actually go for Cosmic Power. It ended up going for a rest. It was a weakness policy rest Metagross. So that thing would have been so tanky there. So Metagross is going to close its eyes there. And guess what's going to happen too? The trainer is going to turn off the switch and throw it right out the window because that was a baby ball there. As soon as I tricked them, the choice specs, they were gone. They were done. They clocked out. Next battle here, this is against Tom. This was also on the random Wycom as well. Let's get a like on the video for that fat little baby bottle right there. Now, the first Pokemon we got here is going to be Toxtricity low-key swapping in. Now, I've got my Rotom, normal Rotom, man. This is actually a pretty fun set. This is probably one of my favorite sets on this team. So, I've got a Poltergeist, Psych Up, Swagger, and Thunder Wave set. Now, I can't go with the usual Thunder Wave strategy. Obviously, I'm bursting Toxtricity, and Swagger misses. Like, man, that's really not the greatest start to the battle there. So I'm going to get poisoned by the Toxtricity, and the item I've got on Rotom is Focus Sash, because obviously when you give an opponent +2 an attack, you're very prone to getting one shot of yourself, right? Now, I've built this Rotom, max speed, jolly nature, and max attack, so it's not bulky at all. So now we got the Toxtricity swapping out, and we've got Thunderous Theron coming in. And Swagger is going to land, thank goodness, on the swap. So I've given it a +2 an attack, which is pretty nice there. And I'd say they've probably got a physical move here, or they just thought they could swap it in. So I've got some more poison damage right here. So like, okay, well, I could risk a Psych Up. You know what? I'm just going to go for it. I've got absolutely nothing to lose here, in every game. So go for the Psych Up here, copying those stat changes on the Thunderous. So now I've got +2 an attack, and the Thunderous hits itself in confusion. So that was awesome. So like, oh, this is great. I am going to take some toxic damage, but man, that actually worked out really well. I didn't expect to be able to get the Swagger and Psych Up combination there by not being able to paralyze the opponent and missing the first turn of Swagger. So it's funny how things work out. So the item it's got is the Citrus Berry. I'm going to go for the Poltergeist here, and Poltergeist just drops Thunderous right out of the sky, as you can see. So an excellent start to the battle right there. Now, Rotom's got probably one good turn left in it, and it's probably going to faint. Next Pokemon I come out here is going to be Raichu. I'm not going to write you a love song today, people. Maybe tomorrow. So I've got Poltergeist, which is super effective. And I'm going to outspeed, which is really, really good. This is why I ran the max speed Rotom for. So go for Poltergeist on the Raichu, and Raichu is absolutely not going to live that. I thought they may have a Sash or something like that. Of course, the critical hit did not matter. So bye-bye Raichu. So excellent. That's 2 Pokemon down already. So Rotom is flying on by here. So I'm down to my last turn, and out comes Regieleki. So I'm like, okay, fair enough there. Regieleki's obviously going to outspeed me and go for a Thunder Cage, and that is the end of the Rotom here. So bye-bye Rotom, but man, that was a quality performance right there. Next one, I'm going to swap in this Rotom. This time I actually gave this a Choice Scarf. And I've got Choice Scarf, Leaf Storm, Volt Switch, Dark Pulse, and I've got Trick. So, I can trick that away if I want to. At this stage, like, well, Leaf Storm's going to do a bit of damage, so let's go for that. This is actually going to be pretty hard, and Regieleki is going to go down, which is awesome. So, bye-bye Regieleki. Now, I already told you the EVs. That was max speed, and I've got max special stack, timid nature. So, very, very quick there. Next Pokemon is a Toxtricity, and they're going to choose the G-Max. I was like, okay, interesting. All we've seen on this set is Toxic so far, so it's like, well, I wonder what this is going to be. Is it going to be a special set? Is it going to be a physical set? This Pokemon can actually run both. I don't really know what it's going to be. So it's going to play with its nipples a little bit there, and now it's going to be G-Max, so I'm going to get hit by a Leaf Storm, right? It's like, I don't want to swap out of this thing, so I went for Leaf Storm and missed. Like, whatever, it happens, right? Now they're going to go for a Max Ooze here. Max Ooze does a lot of damage, but Rotom just hangs on there. The Rotom forms have got a fair bit of nice base bulk to them too on the defensive, special defensive side. So now go for Leaf Storm. It actually would have done really, really good damage there if they didn't G-Max. Like, if you look at that, it's pretty impressive. So it would have done half health. Here comes a G-Max Stun Shock here. It's like, well, yeah, that's the end of me, right? I lived on 1 health. I was like, what? How did I live that? I know that, of course, I know that I resist that, but that was pretty funny living that move there. Actually, I was kind of... I was actually pretty lucky I didn't get poisoned there when you think about it, because that can paralyze or poison. I guess it rolled to paralyze that turn, and since I was electric, it didn't happen. So that was actually really, really funny. So that's going to be the end of the Rotom Mole there, but a solid performance. It tanked out all the G-Max. Our next Pokemon to come in here is going to be the Rotom Fam. And I can tell you what, I was thinking about this one. I was like, if this is a special set, I need to go for Eerie Impulse. Now, Eerie Impulse is a move you basically never ever see. What it does, right, it fires off a Eerie Impulse over the other side of the field and drops the opponent's special attack by 2 stages, so it's pretty cool. Now, this Rotom fan set is Pain Split, Will-O-Wisp, Eerie Impulse, and Air Slash. I've got the EV spreaders, max health and max speed, so it's quite bulky.
It's actually not all that bad at typing. It is very weak to like rock and ice and that sort of thing, but it's not a bad Pokemon, Rotom fan. I'm actually have to say I'm quite a fan of it. So go for the Willow Mist there on the Toxtricity, and it lands, which is good. This is going to be a physical set, which is really interesting. So the move to go for the Will-O-Wisp was good, right? So that's going to shut that down, at least on the physical side. Now, unfortunately, they managed to get a Toxic up against this, so Rotom fan is not really a fan of being poisoned. So I thought for a bit, well, in this case of this matchup, I'm probably going to lose here, right? I don't think Air Slash is going to do much damage. So I went for that, and as you can expect, it didn't really, do lots of damage. And then the Toxtricity had a Citrus Berry. So, okay, well, I don't think I'm winning this matchup. By the time I get that, this Pokemon down on a low amount of health to take out, I'm not going to be around. Toxic will take me out. But then I was thinking to myself, if I can get this Rotom, I mean, I've got max speed, right? If I can get this Rotom on like a really, really low amount of health, I could probably utilize Pain Split later on in the game. In that case, you could be pretty handy. As long as I fire a couple more hits at this thing, I could probably, just swap in another Pokemon and take it out. So I'm going to get another round of the leftovers here on my Rotom fan. And I think, this is going to be my last turn here. I was thinking, like, I've taken a fair bit of damage from Toxic. I probably should swap out now and use that Pain Split later on. Now, the Rotoms really don't have a lot of health. They've seen, Pain Split actually works very, very nicely on them. So now we're going to be going into another Rotom, and it's Rotom Fridge. This set was pretty awful, but it was pretty fun to do. So Toxtricity is going to swap out too, which is interesting, and Xurkitree is going to come and say, oh, I need to take this thing out for a sweep. So I've got Charge, Discharge, and I've also got Blizzard, of course, and I've also got Stored Power. This was a Charge Staffberry set, so I was after getting some boost and going for the Stored Power. But watch what happens here. So Xurkitree is going to go for Hypnosis. What is this? Z move? Z Hypnosis? It's taking me back in time, people. So Rotom is going to be sleeping. The Fridge is fast asleep. You know what you do? This is a question for you, all right? Speaking of fridges, have you at midnight, I was quite a young person. You don't have to be young. You could be older and stuff. Have you ever tiptoed to that fridge at night, grabbed a snack out, ate it at midnight, and duck back into bed? I've done that before. I've done that one before. I mean, I do it now. Just tiptoe out there, grab something out of the fridge. It's pretty fun. Anyway, so back to the battle here. I'm going to get hit by a couple of big old whips there, and it's a physical Xurkitree. Like, okay, that's pretty nice. So I went for Charge here, charging up some power. So raising my special defense, because I thought, it'd be a special set. So Xurkitree is going to go for another Hypnosis, and it's going to land too. So I'm like, that's a bit of a shame there. I would have liked to get hit by another Power Whip. Another Power Whip would put me in Staffberry range. Now, I've got no idea what Staffberry will activate, but I'm hoping it boosts my, special attack would be wonderful, but I don't know what's going to happen there. So Rotom is going to be eating its Starberry. I get a special defense boost, so I've got +4 in special defense at the moment. Like, this is going to be so bulky. Unfortunately, I did not wake up there, and Xurkitree is going to take me out. So that was really unfortunate. I mean, would have I taken Xurkitree out with a Stored Power? No, but it would have done some pretty neat damage to it. So Xurkitree is going to get a special attack boost there. And I was like, oh, that doesn't really matter, right? Because I've got a physical set. So going into Rotom now, we're going to go for a Pain Split here. And we're going to split that pain, giving Xurkitree a nice little chunk of health there. More than Air Slash is going to do. And now Xurkitree is going to be a mixed set with Discharge. That's the end of Rotom. And it's also going to get another Beast Boost. I'm like, okay, I have to shut this Pokemon down. They're running a mixed set there. So next one to swap in here is going to be my Rotom Oven. So this has got Dream Eaters. Like, let's go for the Max Mindstorm here. That'll be a good move to go for. Or I could go for Max Flare. You know what? Let's go for Max Flare. Let's get, let's open that oven door and let's get that, that heat flowing there, right? So go for Dynamax Rotom here. It's a big old oven. I really like the designs of the Rotom. They're very, very clever. But this is the true question of the day. If you had to have a Rotom new form, what would it be and why? Let me know what the typing is. Obviously, we've got to keep that electric typing, but what would the other typing be, and what would the Rotom be? Would it be obviously, it would have to be some sort of appliance, right? I don't know, let me know in the comment section. I'd like to hear your made-up Rotom theories. I'll check through the comments when I'm eating my breakfast tomorrow. I'd like to see, I hope people leave some comments there. I'd like to see something. So that's going to be the end of Xurkitree, of course, and we've got Max Mindstorm here. Let's go for the Galaxy Brain Max Mindstorm here. I find it funny that it got Dream Eater too, so I had to use this on Rotom Oven, right? So that's going to be the end of Toxtricity. Actually, when I look at most of this team, all of them are special attackers. besides normal Rotom, because all their special moves for their type are all special. So that's sort of how it had to be. Last Pokemon's going to be the Dragonzord here. I was like, well, I really can't do a lot here. Let's go for the Max Mindstorm. So go for that Max Mindstorm on the Dragonzord. Excellent damage there, but Dragonzord, man, what is this, a full Citrus Berry team? So they're going to eat another Citrus Berry. I think that's like Citrus Berry number 3 I noticed. I mean, it could be more. They've got a special Dragonzord. I was like, man, that's interesting. So I might have to admit, my opponent has had some interesting mix sets there. So with this stage, I was like, well, there's not a lot to hit this with. I can't really use Dream Eater. So what I'll do is I dip out, and I'm going to go into Rotom Washing Machine. And this is definitely one of the best sets on my team, of course. This is going to be a nasty pot sweeper. Then it went for a Bolt Beak. It's like, here we go, another mix set, and Rotom is going to faint. Man, that just got shreked. So the last Pokemon I got is Rotom Other. I was like, okay, well, I can't go for any of my other moves there. It's probably going to have Volt Absorb. Let's go for the Overheat and hope for the best. Overheat was probably just enough to take it out there. And that, my friends, is the end of the battle. Thank you, Tom, for the battle there, if you ever see this video. And I think we're going to get on to battle number 3. So, battle number 3 here. This is the battle against Fluffy Archeops. And this is quite an interesting team as well. Now, this team matchup actually was interesting because we both had Pokemon that were actually quite good against each other. First Pokemon is going to be Archon. So you probably can guess by the name Archeops, or it may have something to do with Archeops and Archon. Now, my first Pokemon is going to be Rotom here. Actually, when you look at Archon and Rotom, both they've almost got like both their wings flapping. I mean, Rotom doesn't really have wings, but it's kind of got little, I don't know, what would you call them? Actually, I'm just going to call them wings. So going for the Thunder Wave on the Archer, I was like, cool, I can actually go for a Thunder Wave and then a Swagger, and hopefully Archon won't, hit me with a massive, powerful move. So it's going to be setting this Stealth Rock on the field, which is bad because a couple of my Pokemon are not going to like that. I can go for Swagger now, so I don't really want to give this thing a lot of attack, let alone a Archeops, which, of course, you can probably guess is on this team. So we're going to try it against the Archer. So, of course, Swagger's going to miss, but Archon's going to get paralyzed, which is good. So that gives me another roll of dice here. That's the thing about Swagger. I don't know. I wish it was 100%. So going for the Swagger on Archon, this time it's going to land. So we got that Parafusion happening on Archon, which is great. So all I got to do is go for Psych Up now. Archon is going to get through the paralysis there, and it also gets through the confusion and uses Dual Wing Beat. Now, if that wasn't a resisted move there, Rotom was fated easily. And it was also a multi-hitting move too, so it'll get through my Sash. So the good thing was it was a flying move there. So now what I can do is I can go for the Psych Up. I did actually think of going for Poltergeist there and not going for Psych Up, because I thought, well, I might be able to get through that and I'll get nothing done. So here comes the risky part, and it hits itself for confusion. Look how much it did. It did so much. I can go for Poltergeist here, and it's going to have a Focus Sash. That was his item. So bye-bye, Archon. I'm very, very glad that you hit yourself then, because obviously my Rotom would have failed. This Rotom strategy either was really good or really bad. It just straight out failed. It's really a win-lose Pokemon. Next Pokemon to come in is going to be Archeops. It's a shiny. I think I like Archon Shiny better. I actually got the Shiny Archon and Shiny Archeops level 1 in Pokemon Go too. So that's going to be the end of the Rotom there. Next Pokemon I'm going to bring in is going to be another Rotom. It's going to be the... this is my Choice Spec set here. So Archeops is a very, very fast Pokemon too. It's got a lot of offense on the physical side, so I have to be pretty careful here. Now I've got Volt Switch, and it's going to go for the Acrobatics. Like, oh, that's not going to do too much because obviously they've still got an item. Go for Volt Switch here. Since I've got Specs on this time, on this set, I went between Scarf and Specs. That's going to be the end of the Archeops. That's good. So I did have an advantage here of my Pokemon having electric type moves, but some of them were, some of them didn't have going to do like heaps and heaps of damage, but they'll definitely put them into defeater's range. So that's the thing about Archeops. It's got a really, really bad ability. The thing about Archeops, so it's sort of a bit like Regigigas. If you use a special set, it's not going to be affected right there. Now, if you are a real Archeops lover, I've done an Archeops sweep, and I deliberately put the Archeops in defeatist range. So if you want to check that out, I don't know if anyone wants to check that out, if you leave a comment on that video, I'll reply to it. How's that? That's a bet. So go for the charge here. I was really trying to get this stored power set working. I was sort of obsessed with trying to get this equipped since I got very, very close on other times. And then it used raw. It's a bulky Archeops there, people, only up here on channel. So we got that auto swapping out there, and we got Rotom Wash coming out. This was a very, very good Pokemon for the team. This is a clean counter. I've got Electric Move, and I've got Hydro Pump. So Rising Voltage, because something else is rising. And what was the other moves I had on that? Hydro Pump. So I had to put Hydro Pump there because, you know, that's the only water move. I wish they got another water move so I could make something more interesting. So that's going to be the end of the Archeops, and I don't think that crit mattered somehow. Now I put Rising Voltage on there because I had hopes of doing like an Iron Ball set. I swapped between that and Terrain Extender, but a lot of the time Rising Voltage wouldn't work because, you know, the Pokemon being grounded and stuff. So we got the Rotom Fridge coming back here. I'm going to take some nasty Stealth Rock damage, and now Archeops is going to be a Rock Slide physical set. And yes, Rotom Fridge is going to faint once again. The poor thing only got to do its stored power a couple of times, but in those battles I got wrecked or I just completely dominated the opponent. Now the next one to come in here is going to be the Rotom Mower. Now this Archeops, as you know, is very, very fast. So I was like, I need to actually land this Volt Switch here. Is it going to outspeed me? Yes, it is. And Rock Slide is going to fate my Rotom. So this Rock Slide Archeops was beginning to become like a really, really big problem. So I was like, okay, I have to swap into Rotom Wash here, and I'm going to actually probably be forced to go for Dynamax just to leave the attack. Let's say I did leave. Let's play with the thought that I did leave the Rock Slide. Well, there was a chance I could get flinched. And if I get flinched with this set, it's pretty much over because none of my other Pokemon are really going to be able to live there. You know, I've got Rotom Fan and I've got Rotom Oven, and they're going to get one-shotted by the Rock Slide. You know, I mean, even my bulky Fan, like that's still going to faint. So go for Dynamax, Rotom here. Out of all the Rotom forms, the one I like the best. Like, what's your favorite Rotom form? Like, let me know in the comment section too. Lots of Rotom questions today. Rotom is going to lift that Rock Slide easy, obviously due to the bulk. And now it's gonna. I love how it opens its washing door. That looks really, really cool. That was a nice little animation there, effort there. So that's gonna be the end of the Archeops problem. I'd have to say my favorite Rotom is Rotom Frost, or the Fridge. I really like that. And Rotom, let's add a fan and Frost. I don't know. Let me know what your favorite Rotom is in the comment section. Next Pokemon is another Archeops. So all of it, we've got one Archon and 5 Archeops. Look at them at the top there, all flapping around. It looks like it's very much struggling to fly. So we've got Archeops here, which is going to be Dynamax. Like, okay, I wonder what set this is. So I think my favorite Archeops set was like, this was before 8th gen though, so I'd probably mess around with another set, but I ran like a Ancient Power set. It was pretty cool there. It actually gets some interesting special moves, but it's not really good. You did a couple of boosts there, but at least it's not affected by Defeatist, right? So Archeops is going to go for a Max Guard there. That was a good play, just stalling out, a turn of my Rotom's, water type move there. And now I was like, well, I'll probably get one more off it. Should I go for a Hydro, Max Lightning, or go for the Electric type move? Decided to go for that again, and now the Archeops is going to go for a Max Flare. So that was a pretty smart play there. It's not going to do much damage, but it is going to be enough to actually change the weather. So it's no longer raining, and since Archeops is in Dynamax, it's going to have a lot more health, and this move is not going to do nowhere near as much as it did before. It still did a good amount of damage there. It still did well over half health, but it sort of saved them from actually fainting. So now the sun's out now. They're the washing machine. Well, actually, no, the sun's gone. It's raining. It's like rain, sun, rain, sun. That's how it's been today. It's been one of those days, like very raining and sunny. So Archeops, I know, can outspeed me. I was like, well, I've got Rising Voltage and Hydro Pump. I don't even think I'm going to live this there. So Archeops is going to go for an Airstream there. It doesn't take Rotom. I was like, okay, that's excellent. So I can go for an Electric type move. I can go for Thunder, because Thunder's going to be, super effective, and it's going to be 100% accurate while the Archeops, sorry, not Thunder, is Rising Voltage. I thought I had Thunder for a second there. Never mind. So Archeops is going to go for it down to a Rising Voltage there, and bye-bye Archeops. You know what? Let's just sum it up here, people. I had an Electric type move, and it took Archeops out. Very good. So now I can finally speak English. So next Pokemon is going to be the Archeops. Wait, is this one? No, this one's not shiny. Like, man, it doesn't change a lot, does it? I like the green on Archon for the shine. Looks sort of like brings out its features. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to be the end of the Rotom to wear Air Slash. So it's a special set. Interesting. So I've lost 4 of my teams. I still got 2 left. So, like, okay, I'm in a pretty strong position here. let's go into Rotom. I can get the Will-O-Wisp going here. I can get the Salt with Eerie Impulse happening, and I can maybe stall this out a little bit. So now it's going to go for a Meteor Beam. Now, this is a pretty good move on the special set. I didn't actually have access to this in Gen 7, so I'd actually add this onto my special set too. Giving Archeops like a one-turn boost there and a very powerful special rock move is a good little fun way to use that outside of defeat, not being affected by defeat. So Rotom fan is going to get demolished there. Nothing I could have done. Bye-bye fan. At least, the important thing there was to actually use up that power. So now I've got Rotom Oven, and this one has got Thunder. So I can make advantage of the rain here. Go for the Thunder. It's going to be super effective, and you're never going to miss. So now the Archeops obviously doesn't have any other moves. I mean, Air Slash is going to do donkeys. Meteor Beam is their only hope. So I'm guessing they're hoping that I'll lose this attack or I'll miss or something like that. So go for Thunder. Obviously, it's not going to miss, and Archeops is absolutely not going to be living this attack. And that is the end of the battle. A really cool team there with the Archeops and Archon. Really like those Pokemon. I'd say they're my second or third favorite fossil. All right, people. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.